Hi, Ivan here. Today we're going to solve the breaking the records problem. Maria plays college basketball and wants to go pro. Each season, she maintains a record of her play. She tabulates the number of times she breaks her season record for most points and least points in a game. Points scored in the first game establish her record for the season, and she begins counting from there. For example, the scores is 12, 24, 10, and 24. Scores are in the same order as the game played. She tabulates her results as follows. As first, the minimum and maximum is the first score, 12. The minimum and maximum is still 0. Then the next score is 24. 24 is bigger than the, current maximum, but not lesser than the minimum. Then the max will increment. Next is 10. 10 is less than minimum, so the minimum is less than the current minimum, so the minimum is updated by 10, and the minimum is incremented, and 24, which is not greater than maximum, the current maximum, or less than current minimum. So the min and max is still the same. Given the scores for a season, determine the number of times Maria breaks her record for most and least points scored during the season. The return is an array with the numbers of times she broke her record. Index 0 is breaking most point records, and index 1 is for breaking least point records. Okay. The key points and strategy in this problem is the maximum value or the minimum value will update it if recent score is greater for the maximum and lesser for minimum. Greater than the recent maximum value, for the minimum is lesser than the recent minimum value. For each update, increment maximum or minimum record breakdown. So let's jump to the solution. In the arranged solution, we will going two elements already solved with 0 in it as break records count, and we will going to store the maximum at max and the minimum at min with first score in it. And then we will gonna iterate through scores after the first score. We will gonna check for any maximum or minimum update. If there are any maximum or minimum updates, increment the maximum or minimum break records count result. Then the last, we will gonna return break records count result. Let's try it. Here, we're going to init result like this, and the maximum with the init the first scores as the first maximum and minimum, and we're going to iterate after the first score. Sorry, this, and the end we will gonna return the result. Okay, in here we will going to check whether the current score, if scores is greater than max, so the max will update it with scores, and the result, the 0 index for most point result for the 0 index will increment it like this. And then if scores is lesser than minimum, we will gonna replace the minimum recent value, current value, and index 1 we will gonna update incremented by 1 like this. Let's run the code. It passed the first test case. It passed all the test case. Okay, that's all. If you have any questions or better solutions, write down on the comment section below. Thanks.